Hi friends, welcome back to a new class. Thank you for watching our lessons, taking the test, scoring well, and thank you for all your lovely compliments. Well, it's very overwhelming, it's very motivating. In today's lesson, we are going to take a look at two simple words, those that we use daily, along and alongside. Well, there is a very small difference between the two, and I'm sure they are pretty confusing at times, as in when to use along and when to use alongside. So well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at how we use along first. We use along when you want to say in a line, like something is in a line, alright? So for example, if I tell you, there are 3 shops along the main street, okay? That means shop 1, shop 2, shop 3. And this is what I mean, okay? In a line next to each other, I use the word along. Okay, so that means along, next to each other in a line. Fine, that is when we use along. You cannot say alongside because that has a different meaning. The next example, I saw 4 boats along the bank of the river. Now imagine there are 4 boats, okay, along the bank of a river. Again in a line, alright, next to each other. So I saw 4 boats alongside. Well, that would also not be wrong, but it has a little different meaning. But when you want to say something is in a line next to each other, it is always better to use the word along. Okay, I hope this part is clear to you. When things are in a line, you use along. Sometimes your friends tell you, why are you sitting home? Come along with us. Now when they tell you come along with us, it doesn't mean in a line, you don't follow them in a line, it means come together with us, okay? So here along means together with, that means join us, okay? Or sometimes you tell your mother when she's going to the grocery, I'll come along with you. We can have some good company. I'll be some good company to you. So that means you tell her, I'll come along with you. That means you will go together with your mother, right? So this is another way of using along in a sentence. In my next example, they are getting their bikes along, okay? So we can ride to the market. Now if you see, when I say they're getting the bikes along, again, they're not coming in a line, they're not riding in a line, but here it means they're bringing it with them, all right? So if you see the last 2 sentences, we are talking about verbs of motion. Verbs of motion where there is movement. Like here when I say come along, I'm asking you to join me, right? Be it walking or by bus, but basically they're verbs of motion. Likewise, even here, they're getting their bikes. It's a verb of motion, they're riding and coming, okay? So that time you can use along to say together with. Fine. So this is how you use along in a sentence. One, when you want to say something is in a line next to each other, or second, when you want to say come together with us or let's go together. Okay, so come along, let's go along. All right, that's the time when you use it for verbs of motion. Fine. Now let's take a look at how to use alongside in a sentence. Well, alongside is a little similar to along in the sense that it means close beside or next to. Okay. So there you actually mean next to or close beside, okay? So my first example, the trees alongside the fence were damaged. Well, they were damaged maybe by the storm or by the wind. The trees alongside. Now here, I mean next to the fence or beside the fence, right? Close beside the fence. If I say the trees along the fence, no. That means they were in a straight line. But here, I'm not concerned about them being in a straight line. It's about being close to the fence. So when I say the trees next to the fence, I mean alongside the fence, right? So here I mean to say next to. Okay, friends, let's take a look at the next sentence. Park your car alongside mine. Can I say park your car along mine? No. So it's alongside, where I want to say beside mine or next to mine. So I'm going to say alongside. Okay. So here I'm actually telling you, park it literally next to mine, right? Just right there, the next car. So next to my car, okay? So the next car after mine should be yours. That means close beside or next to. So you use the word alongside. Using along would not make complete sense. Park your car along mine. No. Do you want to say next to mine? Use the word alongside. That means next to. That's why we say alongside. Okay. Now, well, it's difficult to cope with work pressure all the time. So it's difficult to cope with work pressure alongside my other issues. Now here it means together with. I mean, imagine so much work pressure and then you have your personal issues. Dealing with both at the same time becomes very challenging. So, well, together with. Okay, so here you can use along, but that becomes along with. All right, so the better word to say is alongside. That means parallelly or, you know, together with my other issues, right? So this is how we use alongside in a sentence, to show together with. You do not use with, but alongside means, also means together with. Okay, and my last example. The dog ran alongside me all the way. Now imagine I wake up every morning to go for a jog. Okay, I try to, and when I'm jogging, I take my dog for a walk. But well, he ran alongside me. That means next to me. It can mean together with me. So I'm running and I have my dog right next to me running. So he ran alongside me all the way. So if I ran for say 2 kilometers, that's what he did. Alongside me, next to me or together with me. Okay, friends, and this is how we use alongside. We use it when you want to say literally close beside, next to, or sometimes you want to say together with. Okay, so you don't say alongside with, you just use the word alongside because it means together with. Okay, friends, well, this is the small difference between along and alongside. I hope you find this lesson useful, and I have a small test for you. Please do take the test and let me know your scores. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.